Kaizer Chiefs are continuing to attract huge attention as the transfer window moves towards its closing stages, and despite the team showing good consistency in the Betway Premiership, the club is still looking to strengthen the squad. The latest reports suggest that Kaizer Chiefs are still working on 3 important targets, with the club believed to be pushing to complete more business before the transfer window closes. The 3 names attracting the biggest attention are former Orlando Pirates right-back Dino van Ruen, Polokwane City defender the Bang Machaludi, and Argentine forward Rodrigo Ozendi. So, let's take a closer look at what is happening with each of these players and why their potential arrivals could be important for Kaizer Chiefs. Let's begin with Dino van Ruen. The former Orlando Pirates right-back has emerged as an interesting name in the Kaizer Chiefs transfer discussions. Van Ruen is known for his experience in South African football and his ability to operate at right-back. According to the reports currently circulating, Kaizer Chiefs are pushing strongly for his signature, with negotiations believed to be at an advanced stage. If Chiefs manage to complete this deal, it would certainly attract plenty of attention because of Van Ruen's connection with Orlando Pirates. The Soweto rivalry means that any player moving between the two clubs immediately becomes a major talking point. For Chiefs, however, this would not simply be about the rivalry. The club needs competition in every position, especially during a long season where injuries, suspensions, and fixture congestion can become major challenges. A player with experience in the Betway Premiership could give the coaching staff another option and increase competition for the right-back position. And with Chiefs competing for important objectives this season, having experienced players available across the squad could become extremely valuable. The key question now is whether Kaizer Chiefs can complete the negotiations before the transfer window closes. The reports suggest that the club is pushing hard, but supporters will have to wait for official confirmation before considering the move completed. Now let's move to the second name, the Bang Machaludi. This could potentially become one of the most interesting transfer battles because Kaizer Chiefs are reportedly not the only club interested in the defender. Orlando Pirates are also believed to be interested in Machaludi. That means Chiefs could find themselves competing directly with their biggest rivals for another player. According to reports, negotiations between Kaizer Chiefs and Machaludi are progressing in a positive direction, and the club is believed to be serious about securing his services. For Chiefs, Machaludi could provide another defensive option and help improve the overall depth of the squad. The importance of squad depth cannot be underestimated. A team can have an excellent starting 11, but if there are not enough quality alternatives on the bench, problems can appear when the season becomes more demanding. That is why Chiefs are believed to be looking at players who can compete for starting positions while also providing reliable alternatives when needed. Machaludi could therefore be an important addition if the club manages to win the race for his signature. But the presence of Orlando Pirates makes this situation particularly interesting. Both clubs have major ambitions, and both understand the importance of strengthening their squads. So, if the battle for Machaludi reaches the final stages, it could become one of the most closely watched transfer stories involving Kaizer Chiefs. For now, reports suggest that Chiefs remain in the race and that discussions are moving positively. But once again, the final decision will depend on whether an agreement can be reached before the transfer deadline. And then we come to the player who could potentially be the biggest attacking addition, Rodrigo Ozendi. The Argentine forward has been strongly linked with Kaizer Chiefs, and reports have gone as far as claiming that the player has already signed a contract with the club. According to those reports, an official announcement from Kaizer Chiefs is expected. If that announcement arrives, Ozendi could become one of the most exciting additions to the Amakasi squad. Recent reports have claimed that the Argentine forward has agreed to join Chiefs, with some reports suggesting a 2-year contract. However, the official club announcement remains the key confirmation supporters are waiting for. For Kaizer Chiefs, bringing in another attacking player could be extremely important. The club wants to remain competitive throughout the season, and having more options in attack can give the coach greater tactical flexibility. Different matches require different solutions. Sometimes you need a striker who can hold the ball. Sometimes you need a forward who can make runs behind the defense. And sometimes you simply need someone who can create or finish a chance when the match is difficult. That is why the potential arrival of Ozendi is generating so much interest. The Argentine forward could bring a different profile to the attack and create additional competition for places. But once again, supporters should remember that transfer reports are not the same as official confirmation. Until Kaizer Chiefs officially announce the player, the situation should still be treated as a developing transfer story. Now, when we put all three names together, it becomes clear why this final stage of the transfer window could be very important for Kaizer Chiefs.
Dino van Ruen could add experience and competition at right back.
The Bang Machaludi could strengthen the defensive options while potentially becoming part of a major transfer battle with Orlando Pirates.
And Rodrigo Ozendi could provide another attacking option if his reported agreement is officially confirmed.
This would give Kaizer Chiefs additional depth in different areas of the squad. And that could be extremely important because consistency is not only about performing well in 1 or 2 matches. It is about maintaining a high level throughout the entire campaign. The Betway Premiership season is long, and there will be difficult periods.
There will be injuries. There will be suspensions.
There will be players going through periods of poor form. There will also be matches where the coach needs to change his tactics. That is why having quality players competing for positions can make a huge difference. For Kaizer Chiefs supporters, the biggest hope is that the club can complete the right deals rather than simply making signings for the sake of it.
The objective should be to bring players who can genuinely improve the squad and help the team compete for trophies. And this is where the next few days become very important. Will Dino van Ruen become a Kaizer Chiefs player? Can Chiefs beat Orlando Pirates to the Bang Machaludi? And when will the club officially announce Rodrigo Ozendi if the reports about his contract are correct? These are the questions currently surrounding the Amakasi transfer situation.
The excitement is understandable, but supporters will need to remain patient because football transfers can change very quickly.
A deal can look almost complete and still collapse.
On the other hand, a transfer that appears quiet can suddenly be announced. So, until Kaizer Chiefs make the official announcements, everything should be followed carefully. What we can say is that the club appears to be continuing its efforts to strengthen the squad while the team maintains its focus on the Betway Premiership. And if Chiefs can add the right players before the transfer window closes, it could give the coaching staff even more options for the rest of the campaign. For the fans, this is exactly the kind of period that creates excitement.
Every day can bring a new development.
1 minute a player is linked with the club, the next minute negotiations are advancing, and suddenly supporters are waiting for an official announcement. And that is exactly what could happen with these three players. Rodrigo Ozendi appears to be the closest to an official announcement based on the current reports, while Dino van Ruen and the Bang Machaludi remain important names to watch as negotiations continue.
The final days of the transfer window could therefore be very busy for Kaizer Chiefs.
If the club manages to complete these moves, the squad could have more depth, more competition and more options going into the next stage of the season.
But ultimately, transfers are only the beginning.
Once a player signs, the real test begins on the pitch. The supporters will want to see goals, assists, strong defending, consistency and, most importantly, results. Kaizer Chiefs have already shown encouraging signs in the Betway Premiership, and now the challenge is to maintain that consistency while continuing to improve the squad. So, Amakasi supporters, the transfer window is approaching its closing stages, and there could still be more developments to come.
Dino van Ruen, the Bang Machaludi and Rodrigo Ozendi are three names to keep a very close eye on.
If the latest reports are accurate, Chiefs could be preparing for more important announcements before the window closes. For now, we wait for the official confirmation from the club. And let me know in the comments, which player would you most like to see at Kaizer Chiefs, Dino van Ruen, the Bang Machaludi, or Rodrigo Ozendi? Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and stay connected for the latest Kaizer Chiefs transfer news and updates.
Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next update. This is Sports Brain.